All right. So I just want to start talking about the kitchen design and the bill of materials that feeds into the project. So the last video that you saw went through setting up just that new project structure, but now we're trying to firm up that quote. Do the design with the customer, that sort of thing. Then we're going to do recalculate and sales quote. So it's kind of it's a living thing until it's all good. But I just want to touch on this. So, as a designer, you don't really use Business Central as such. You use your tools like Mosaic, that sort of thing. So, you're doing your design. But what we care about is the bill of materials that comes out of the design system. So, for example, I know this is not Mosaic. I know you guys are moving to that, but just as an example, we've got the bill of materials for this kitchen, like so. So that comes out of that system. So what you can do is, yeah, sure, you can create your bill of materials manually for a kitchen, for Roger's kitchen in our scenario. But obviously that's not very efficient. So what we'd automate that. So basically the automation would know what job it's for, and obviously we'll adjust the bill of material. But there is a view of the bill of material um, in Business Central, which we'll dive into. The designer won't really be a part of it. I just highlighted this as this is designer. But certainly the project manager with the project calculation and creating that file sales quote, it's important to understand, what that is. So let's check out the bill of materials, which we got from the kitchen design in an automated way, but you can enter it manually. But let's dive right in. So let's go in. All right. So what's it look like? So I'm still in the project manager role. That's here. Check out, what I've got here. So I've got Roger Harwood residential kitchen. Um, Seems to be a bill of materials, but you'll have a new one in here. But I'll just, for the sake of this demo, it'll be a new one. But just imagine the system loads in a new bill of materials. But what does it look like? Look, it looks like, oh, that's not a good one. It's probably a better one. Yeah, so here we go. So here's a big bill of material. This would be automatically generated from the system, but I'm just showing you as part of the demo what it looks like. Straight off that bill of material, it says, what quantity I need, some boards, that sort of thing for 1025 kitchen. All right. So basically, the system will also know what kitchen it's for. So you remember in the previous ones, we created a new kitchen for Roger. So I've created a few here, but it's this one, this is the latest one that I've done. Now, the system will automatically do this, but I'm just manually doing it because obviously we haven't done any automation because it's just a demo. So what I want to show you here is basically it just sets up, the route and the BOM. So it'll do this automatically. I'll touch on that as part of manufacturing. So, but just know that these are some automation will kick in, and it'll set that this item's got a certain bill of material, it's got a certain cost, and obviously we want to make sure that that cost is within what we think it is. But the actuals will come out, when we're ordering and all that. But that's later on. But just know that that's there. And that will automatically happen in the background. But I thought it was important to show you how it all links together. Okay, so we said new kitchen, we said it was $5,000, but where does the design and the BOM come in? Well, in the background, what we're proposing is we'll do some automation, which will feed that in, and which will automatically feed it to that job that we had. So basically, going back to the jobs that we had. So I've got basically, yep, this is the one that we did as part of our demo. So as I showed in the previous demo, when it comes to manufacturing, which I'll touch on when we got the project going, this is kind of, I've got a 5,000 as a rough cost because that's a rough cost that we know based on experience, and all that sort of thing. And obviously, the project manager looks and goes, "Oh, no, with this item and that bill of material, um, yeah, look, it's going to be a lot more." So you can, adjust, let's say we think let's load in a bit more for the cost. Well, probably not that much, but you get the idea. You can start playing around with your numbers based on what is known now, because obviously we've got our kitchen with our bill of materials. We've seen it. We've got our printout as you guys have, so we've still got access to that. But that's how it all links together for that, and that's how you can recalculate and do all those sorts of things. And when we do manufacture, that's when all the actuals will come in, and it'll tell you what the true cost. But we'll touch on that in the later stages of the demos, and I'll show you how those actuals get in here, including some timesheets that I'll submit. But the main one is, okay, what did it cost us to produce this kitchen? Did we, did it take longer than we thought? Was there complexities, whatever that is? And same with all the other items. But it's just to show you. This video is just to quickly fill that gap on. Okay, well, where did the bill of material, like, where's all that costing? So that's come in here, and it's on the item as I showed just before. So just to show that once again, if you needed to see the bill of material, you can just look up that item. Kitchen, let's say. Obviously we've got our BOM down here. It's here 1025 BOM, but yeah, let's select from list just so we can. Okay, so that's it. Let's see if I can get there this way. Yep. So let's edit. Can get it there. I can go, okay, 12 pieces, that sort of thing. And these items have a cost, but that's all going to come in later with the purchasing because it looks at our inventory. But you get an idea. Okay, that looks pretty reasonable. We'll we'll finalize that cost, as we progress through. But yep, so that's all linked up now. Best is the message. Just wanted to show that as part of, okay, so we've got to design a bill of materials. How does that feed in to the project calculation and our sales quote? So it's kind of a living thing. Obviously project manager's going to know based on the inventory what it's going to cost and all that. But when we get down here, purchasing, this is where all the actuals will start hitting. Cost of items may have gone up for whatever reason, and we need to. It's good to have that view, but we'll touch on that later. But just wanted to show, yep, just those two things, how they're linking together, and it's would be in an automated way. All right, so that's the end of this video, and we'll move on to sales order and down payment.